Good evening, Nick. It's Monday, June 22nd, and you know what? We've come this far. Why quit now? I mean, yeah, I could film on other days, Nick, but you know what? I'm just as busy on those days. I don't really have days where I'm not busy. I'm always doing stuff. And so it's like, the day that I'm probably the least busy would be Friday, and I don't even go out that much on Fridays, so I don't really feel like filming on off days actually solves my problem. Besides, by this point, this is kind of where it fits in my schedule, is at lifting time, so I just kind of do it then. And Nick, you're right, we really could have, had other people speak to us on each other's behalf. We could have technically broken the rules without really breaking the rules, but I mean, would it have been okay if we broke the spirit of the law by still technically following the letter of the law? Nick, I'm mostly bringing this up because it's my favorite time of year right now, which is Supreme Court decision time, which sounds really lame when I say it out loud, but you know what? It's not lame. This is 200 years of lawmaking that will affect the next 200 years, and so on and so forth. It is really, really important, so anybody who thinks that the Supreme Court is lame, bite me. And for those who doubt the importance of, Supreme Court decisions, I don't know if you've ever heard of a case called the Dred Scott case, but it functionally made the Civil War inevitable. The war that cost the most American lives was made inevitable by a Supreme Court decision. It's kind of a big deal. So Nick, like 1/3 of the world's population, the United States lives under a system called common law. And so laws are interpreted based on precedents and other laws. I mean, that's as basic as it gets. It's not an exact definition. But basically, precedent is important. There's always a constant debate in the United States. The biggest one right now is the Affordable Care Act, more commonly known as Obamacare. And there's an argument right now that's going to be decided by the Supreme Court over whether the spirit of the law should preside or the letter of the law should preside. And Nick, that's been a long debate in U.S. history because, I mean, under a common law system, judges can decide at the end what something means and not necessarily the exact wording. But wait, Dylan, I hear people saying judges can't really legislate or make rules. Well, I don't know if you've ever heard of Roe v. Wade, but that Supreme Court ruling made some strict kind of when people could legislate and what would be allowed to be legislated and what would not be allowed to be legislated for abortion law. And that was created by a Supreme Court ruling, and it's pretty much held up since the 70s. So judges' decisions are really important. Nick, as you can see, that kind of decision, that kind of cultural system has affected us. Like, we could have broken our rules. It really wouldn't have been that tough. We've not really broken the rules, but we could have broken the spirit of the rules. We could have gone around the rules by ignoring the letter of the law, but we didn't. And that's a function of culture. And I think that's really fascinating that neither of us really even thought to kind of circumvent our own rules by not actually breaking our rules. Nick, when it comes to the Constitution, I guess that's basically how you could interpret my political views. I believe in the common law system. I believe in precedents, and independent of my own personal beliefs, I think those are important to our system. And I wish more people saw it that way on both the left and the right. Anyways, I'll see you Wednesday.